Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. If you're new here, I'm Hannah. I am a rising junior. This is my first time saying that. I go to school at Belmont University in Nashville, Tennessee, and this video is all the things I wish I knew before going to college. I know that maybe some of you are juniors or seniors in high school and you're really curious about what college life will be like whenever you do get to go. And I did do one last year as well. So if you want to hear my thoughts right after freshman year, I'm going to link all of my college videos in the cards and specifically my advice videos as well in the description box. I also have done a video all about my school specifically. So if you're interested in Belmont, the pros and the cons is the video. And I did it right after my freshman year of college. And so you get all the insights. Today I'm going to be sharing everything about college from like what I wish I knew, the academic side before going in, about like my ACT, about making friends, classes, literally everything I just wish I knew before college. And I may have some things even pop in my head after this. So if so, I'll leave them in the comments. And I'd love for you guys who are in college to leave in the comments what you wish you knew before college so we can help out all the younger friends on this channel. But let's go ahead and get started. Actually, this first one is good. I say first because it happens before you go to college, and it is to go in with credit hours done. How do you get credit hours? Of course, all of my information is about America. School in other countries can be completely different, but if you're in high school in America, you can get class credits through dual enrollment and through AP classes. Those are the two ways I know. So AP classes is what I took in high school, and I got 3s on all my AP tests, but my school, Belmont, where I go, only takes 4s and 5s. So even though I took these really hard classes in high school and I did fairly good on the tests, I didn't get any credits. So I went into college with 0 credits. Here's a little story time. With my major, I need like 128 credits to graduate. The average class is 3 credit hours. So when you hear college students talk about credit hours, that really just means how many hours a week you're in class. Most classes at Belmont are 3 credit hours. You have to pay extra once you pass 17 credit hours. So really my maximum can be 15 credit hours a week. If I added one more class, 15 plus 3 is 18. So I'd have to pay more for that class. But the truth is, in 4 years, just by taking classes every semester, 15 credit hours, that's not going to equal enough for me to get my degree. So I'm having to take May classes, maybe some summer classes. There may be a semester I need to take a few extra classes. And so if I would have just come in with more credit hours, I wouldn't have to pay more than already my tuition is. If you come in with enough credit hours, you can even graduate early from college, which may not sound enticing now, but when it comes to money, it is such a great financial thing to do. I literally tell all my high school friends and my brother to take dual enrollment over AP. If you know you can get a good grade on the AP test and you want to challenge yourself, that's awesome. But for me, the logistical thing is take the dual enrollment class because those are pretty much guaranteed to give you credits. Especially in state, if you're taking them at a community college in state. Take dual enrollment classes in high school so you can apply them to college. Just do that. My next tip is you will have enough room in your dorm. At least in Belmont's dorms, they're fairly big, and try to come in with fewer things because I knew, I love to shop, and obviously I'm going to shop during the school year, whether it's for clothes or for furniture or candles, whatever. Actually, you can't have candles in a dorm, but whatever it is that I may be buying throughout the year, I also want to have room to from when I go shopping in college. So make sure you're not bringing too much stuff, but also know you will most likely have enough room. So don't worry. I do have some awesome dorm videos, like my move-in vlogs. I share with you all my tips of how I'm able to keep like 20 pairs of shoes in my dorm and all the clothes that I may need. And so I, again, will link those videos in the description box. But all right, when you're signing up for your classes, of course, you want to choose times of day that you think are going to work best for you. For most freshmen, you're going to get stuck with 8 a.m. or morning classes because at least at Belmont, the way classes are chosen is based on how many credit hours you have. Again, like everything is based on credit hours, even housing at Belmont. That's why it's so important to have as many credits as you can. So freshmen obviously have less credit hours than seniors because they've been taking less classes. And so you guys are the last to choose your class times. And so that's why it's just to beware, as a freshman, you'll probably have to take some 8 a.m.s unless you get really lucky or have more credit hours than a normal freshman. Back to classes. When choosing your classes, of course, you want to look at the time of day, but also use ratemyprofessor.com. They will probably have professors that you're looking at. And so if you have time to like draft a schedule beforehand, try to get professors that have better ratings. I know some people have had say Rate My Professor isn't that accurate. For me, all my professors, it's been pretty accurate. The good ones on there have good ratings. The ones I didn't like so much either didn't have any ratings at all or they weren't that great. So I like rely on Rate My Professor and try to always go with the better professor rather than the better class time. When buying books, we all know that college books can be super expensive at orientation. Your advisor, they're all going to push you to use your university's bookstore, which is at Belmont is nice because if you live on campus, it gets put straight into your dorm room so that on move-in day, your books are already in your dorm. But sometimes it can be more expensive. And so it is okay to use Amazon. Like my first semester, I thought I had to purchase books from the university bookstore because that's what they told me at orientation. No, you can use Amazon. Reach out to other students who are older and have maybe taken the class. See if you can buy their used book off of them. Yeah, there's lots of options you can do. I know Chegg has options. Pearson has options. So really look into all the options of getting your exact textbook you need before purchasing. And it's also annoying because a lot of classes you're barely going to use your textbook. And so I recommend to, if you have a friend in the class, only one of you get the textbook and split the price and then just sit next to each other in class in case you need to read it in class, and then after class, like do your homework together if you need the book, because most likely you may not even need the book. And so you guys will already cut your cost in half. And if you do need the book, you'll hopefully always be together. My last tip about like classes is to always take notes. I know this is annoying, and especially if you're like in a bigger classroom where you can just be on your computer and online shop or do other more important, which I know sometimes other work is more important than in your class. But I truly try to give my undivided attention to the professor for the time I'm in class. You're only in there for an hour. I have had classes where I'm in there for 3 hours, so I've been there. Maybe you're in there for 3 hours and it's a little bit harder, but especially for like a short class, give your professor your undivided attention. They will not only notice if you're like nodding your head or looks like you're taking notes, looks like you're paying attention. They will notice, and they may be a little bit more gracious to you on your grading. You never know. That's like a big thing. I definitely think professors have favorites and they favor people who look like they're trying. Again, just look like you're trying, even if you're not. But if you look like you're trying to your professor, you're going to get brownie points in a lot of classes. And taking notes is just great to have. And again, written notes are best. I recently just got an iPad, and so while doing online classes, I've been trying out taking them on my iPad, and I still think that's fine because you're with the Apple Pencil, I'm physically writing, but with a computer and typing, it's not the best. So write your notes. And you'll just be better off because if there's like a pop quiz in class, you can always like flip through your notes. But if you don't have anything to go off of, it's like, well, shoot, I don't know the answer. And if you get called on, you can at least look like you're looking for the answer in your notes. Like it makes everything better when you take notes. All right, going on to some things not academic related, just about school. The more people you know, the more fun it is. And I think this is a personal opinion from what I've watched. Again, this isn't for everyone. Like obviously you want to have your tight-knit group of friends, but from what I've seen is the people that are always talking to anyone. You sit next to someone in a class, you like introduce yourself. The people who are really outgoing and who meet a lot of people that first like month in school are the ones that really look like they're just having the best time. Like I know some girls and some guys, I know them, but they also know literally everyone on campus. And so I feel cooler just like knowing them, if that makes sense. I'm not one of those people, but it's something I've realized. And so if you're an extrovert, take advantage of that and meet as many people as possible. And then of course you can still have like your close knit group of friends. But when you go into a classroom and you already know half the people and they know you, you're going to feel way more comfortable than showing up and not knowing anyone. By my second semester of sophomore year, Belmont isn't that big anyway, but thankfully I at least knew one person in every one of my classes. I would walk in and see a familiar face, even if it was just like we have a mutual friend or I follow them on Instagram or something. And so that was definitely helpful. But meet as many people as you can. Not saying you have to hang out with them 24/7, like just hang out, of course, with who you want to hang out with, but just knowing people and having them know you can make your experience a little less lonely and a little more fun on campus. This is a note to my freshman year self. Eat on campus more often. I actually feel like I did a pretty good job at this. Freshman year and sophomore year, I had a different meal plan, so I was able to eat on campus less often. Sophomore year, I did cook for myself a lot more, but I still had a meal plan, and so I still would try to use my points and go to the cafeteria every now and then to make the most of it. But you most likely have to pay for a meal plan, at least freshman year. It's a lot of money. Try to go there as much as possible and be creative. Like by second semester freshman year, I noticed they started putting out fresh kale at the salad bar. And so every day for lunch, whenever I'd meet my friends there, I knew exactly the meal I was going to have and I knew I liked it. I got kale. I did a drizzle of olive oil as dressing. I added some sea salt that they had. They had tofu and feta cheese, like a marinated feta cheese and some hummus all around the salad bar. So I would just put together my little kale Mediterranean salad and I knew I was going to eat that when I go to the caf. I knew I liked it. And I'm using items that maybe are a little bit more expensive. You know, if you only eat cereal in your cafeteria, you're not making the most of how much you're paying for that meal plan. So try to put together more nutritious meals, but also that you enjoy to eat as well. Next is to take advantage of programs, and this kind of ties into the more people you know one, because I find the like popular people or people who know a lot of people are usually in other programs, whether that's a sorority, whether it's a club, whether it's there's so many different things you can do. Freshman year, I worked at an on-campus store, and that was a really great way to meet people. I did it honestly, not as because I needed the job, but because I just wanted to meet fellow students, and I loved doing that second semester freshman year. I'm sure there's a program for you, even if it's like a weird program, but you're interested in it, do it, because the other people in that program are going to be interested in it too, so you at least have one thing in common. And then my last thing I wish I knew before going to college is you are going to have more free time than in high school. Everyone was like, before I went to college, was like, how are you going to manage YouTube? How are you going to manage your business and college classes? Then I get to college and I'm like, I have way more free time. Figuring out how to spend that free time may be like one of the hardest challenges of college, because you can lay in bed and watch Netflix, you can go out and party, you can go shopping, you can work on a side hustle. Like there's so many options and you kind of have to take control. There's no one telling you what to do in your free time. So you have to make the decision for yourself. Like, this is what I'm going to dedicate my time to. So yeah, unless you're like in honors college taking 20 credit hours and doing all these extracurricular things at your school, maybe if you're like a college athlete or something, you probably won't have as much free time. But if you're a typical college student, even with like a part-time job, you're gonna have more free time than in high school. All right, so those were all the things I wish I knew before going to college. Well, it's not all of them, but it's like what came to my mind as I'm here in this period of time. And I, of course, like I said, will link all my other college videos below if you're interested. Ones about like making good grades, setting up your day, setting up a plan. I've thought about making a resource that's very specific, like one place where you can go to for all the college tips, organization, routines, all of that. So let me know if that's something you'd be interested in, and I will work on that this summer. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching and for supporting my channel during this time. It really means a lot. I hope you all are doing well. Ask me any questions you have below related to college. I'd be happy to answer, and I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye. Peace out.